Counter Range Theory Trader back with you with another video. Just doing a Friday review day. Today was a red day, definitely. So let's go over what we did see. Or at least the watch list that I had. So I'm going to put on the template here. And so I had just a few pairs that I was watching, some for the momentum trade and some for the small range. So I'll go over these first. I took a good amount of losses, a couple wins and losses. This was a red day overall. I lost money today. The main thing I was looking for first off was a momentum trade off of this high. And this one was a legit loss because when I took it, it did close back under the candle range high, but then it broke out. So, with our momentum trade, we want to see price go above the high and then close back inside of it, which it did do during London. So I was looking for the continuation, but it did not go down. It broke back out, consolidated some more, and then broke up back out again. Now, a short play would have happened here, but that is not a momentum trade. That's just trading off the high of the day. I try not to trade like that, but at the same time, there is something there, but I wouldn't try to take that again or try to make a habit of taking these types of trades. So sticking with the momentum trade, the loss just should have been right here, on this close. Doing like a 15 pip stop loss or so, and then just taking the loss, and then there could have been another loss right here at 615. But as you can see, if price goes against you immediately, that is a sign that you're probably on the wrong side of the trend for the day. So that was that one. So remember, there's always a lesson in a loss. That one, the trend was just long for the day. So even though there was an ATR candle here above prior week high, which is what we look for, there was just no trade to the downside after those two chances. Euro New Zealand. This I'm not even sure this one closed under the prior day low or prior day high, but let me see. Let's see the high. It may have. I'm just not sure. No, it never really did. See, so I had no business even trading this one. Now I did trade it off the high of the day, but again, that's just not something that I would make a habit of doing. It did exceed the ATR up here, and I took this high somewhere up here and got a few pips. But at the same time, the best trade, really, this was just a no trade. This should have not have been traded at all because of the fact that by the time London hit right here at 350 or so, price was just trending up for all of London and most of the USA session. So this was just a no trade. There was no momentum there to the downside. So that trade I just should not have taken at all. Let me go back to the momentum indicator. Okay, so yeah, so that was that. AJ did not sweep the prior day low for today, so there was no trade here at all. I didn't take this trade. I mostly spent my time on GN and EN, but those were mostly losers. No trade here because it didn't sweep below this low, so that was just a null and void. NJ did give a trade. I wish I had taken this, but I did not. There was a valid pullback here off of the candle range low. So we remember that we go back to the daily real quick. We have our ATR candle. Again, this one gave two counter trend trades, one on Wednesday and then another one on Friday, where price went below prior day low and then started straight upward. I think it gave about 40 pips or so. But let's take a look. The best entry would have been at, and there might have been a couple stop outs here, like this one here. It closed back inside the range right at about 645 and then dipped a little bit back out, but then hit the daily open again at 805. So this would have been good for let's see, it only went to the daily open. So that only would have been good for about 25 pips. A better trade would have been right here at 12:15 p.m. And that would have been good for, to the high of the day, about 40 pips. So you could have got about a 1-4 off of that one. So yeah, so that was that. Let's see. So that one would have been a good one had I taken that, but I did not. Okay, so that was it for the momentum trades. The rest were the small range trades. I'm not sure. Today was just, there wasn't a lot of action today. Let me get rid of this, and this. I also lost money on this one too because it did close inside of the range and then burst out of it. So this was a breakout but I'm really not. I'm more of a sweep. I like to look where the sweeps or the reversal off the prior day high, then a breakout of the prior day high. But let me see what happened there. And as well, I made the mistake of trading in Asia because it was Friday. I was trying to just get a straight drop all week. So I think I started trading right about here, looking for that reversal. Yeah, like last night. But obviously, as you see, price really just broke right out of the range, and I don't think it even came back. No, it didn't. So this was just a straight up breakout. So if we did take the breakout, well, I'm not even going to entertain that because that was an Asia session. I don't trade Asia. This one I just should not have taken. I should have waited for London to start, and I would not have had as many losses as I did. So that was just a straight breakout of a small daily range. So it is what it is. Dollar CAD. This would have been a breakout to the downside. There was CAD news today at 8:30, so I stayed away from it. So it did play. It did play out, but yeah, would have been a breakout. I'll take a look at the entry real quick. It would have been at this candle range low. News was at 8:30, which was right here. So yeah, it tanked on the news. So just taking the straight breakout. Probably, I think there was a fair value gap here. Let me see. Yeah. So in theory, a trade could have been taken here about 940. And that would have been good for 50 pips. Yeah, that would have been a 1 to 5 right there. Because it did tank after the news hit. Retraced to a gap, but it stayed outside of the range. Remember, when it breaks out, you want to see it staying outside of the range. So, well, no, not quite 50, like 45 or so. But either way, that would have been a good trade there for a breakout. Let's see what else we have. Aussie dollar. There was no trade there. This was an inside bar day, so it didn't sweep the higher or the low of the day, so no trade there. New Zealand CAD. This was also a breakout, same as a dollar CAD. So the CAD's just, anything with CAD just dropped. Swiss, I did look at this, but I didn't take it because we did have a small body here. It did sweep the high and it went down, but it didn't move that much. Let me see what we did get. So the entry would have been at 615. I don't even think this was like 20 pips or so, maybe 10. I don't know. There's not a lot. Yeah, that was only good for 12 pips, so not a lot there. And that'll happen. Let's see. So that's it for CAD. Swiss. This was a no trade. The prior day did have a small body. It barely tapped the high. Well, maybe there could have been some to the downside, but ultimately, looks like it pretty much just stayed inside, so there wasn't much there. New Zealand Swiss, a bit of a breakout. This body is, let me see how many pips this is. A 39 pip body, so a little more than I like to see, but this one, meh. And then last but not least, New Zealand dollar. This one is actually forming even right now. Let me see. This body was 22 pips, and then it is sweep the low, and it is closing back inside of it. So that's our candle range low. So I mean, in theory, I could take this right now if I wanted to and hold it over the weekend. I mean, and I might, but that's the low, and then this would be the high here. And what I would look for is price to just on Monday, because the market's going to close in an hour and a half. On Monday, just go up and finish the range. So I may take this, I may not. I don't know. I'll think about it. But it does meet the criteria because it has closed back inside of the range right here. Yeah, as of right there. So I'll think about that. But that was pretty much it. So once again, just a reminder to myself, definitely don't trade Asia, don't force trades. And with the momentum trade, just be sure to wait until price closes back inside of the range. But those were it for today. So I appreciate you watching, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.